Health and safety here in the UK is not the same as health and safety in Africa.
Health and safety is a suggestion in most of Africa.
Yeah.
Optional, it's your choice.
But I got out of the car, I was barefoot, tried to stomp on the fire. I went, shit, that's a bad idea. Reversed the car, tried to drive over the fire, then went, okay, this is out of control.
Next thing I know, eyeballs moving up, down, head moving left, right. See, that's when I knew, shit, it is going down.
How do you do the elephant trumpet?
You know what I love? Peacocks are not even native to Africa.
No, they're very Indian.
But don't talk about it, Mark, it's a little bit touchy.
I just made the point that it's a wildlife podcast. It's not
Yeah,
specifically African.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair.
Yeah, you're up.
We're up. All right. Well, we're back. I'm Greg.
I'm Rhea.
I'm Tristan,
We've got producer Mark with us.
Hi, guys.
Oh.
and this is Wildly Off Track.
Yeah. Oh, you said it right this time. Nice.
We all worked together for a number of years in probably one of the most amazing environments in the world, the Okavango Delta. Now we work out of Greg's living room.
Yeah. In Bristol.
In Bristol,
UK.
yeah.
We're
things
finally
have changed.
upgraded.
I like your positivity, right?
Yeah.
Like we're moving up in the world. There's a little part of me that's like, I wish I was in the Okavango again. Oh gosh, no, but we're doing well, hey. It's the perks of living in the first world now for a bit.
This beer is going down brilliantly, actually. Did we ever struggle for booze before?
Cold booze, let's see.
I mean, there were times when you're out in the field, when you were far from camp, where it was like, there's no way you were going to
Yeah,
get
but you only drink tea.
teeing today as well, actually.
You guys are so into your tea. I used to go into Rare's car and it was literally probably the biggest tea selection I've ever seen in my entire life. You had teas from India, from South Africa, from the UK,
Zim,
from
the Dangani, I love the Zim
Dangani,
tea.
yeah.
Zim tea.
And it was literally, what was it? I remember you once decided you were fasting for, oh no, it was like 2 days or 3 days?
Yeah, 2 or 3 days. I think actually 3 days, but that's not fun. I will not
Was
do
it a
that
struggle?
again. So
I think you need to go start small.
I should have done that for my first fast, 3 days. And then I actually wanted to push it to 4 because I was like, oh, I don't need to eat anymore. And
Don't need to eat it.
then I Googled and I was like, yeah, it's actually not really good.
So not eat.
So try and then do your research later. Is that the way you do it now?
I just remember like rocking up to you and your plan was on day one, it was, no, I'm not eating anything, but I'm going to make myself lots of like, what was it? Rooibos tea and like put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
And he literally had like a 5-litre thing of Rooibos tea in his
Tea.
fridge.
Oh, God.
Rooibos tea, that's it.
Ray,
Cold
I-
Rooibos tea, daytime, nighttime.
I loved your enthusiasm of tea. However, I must ask you, what was going on with the masala tea in your kettle? Was that masala tea that you had in your kettle?
was
Because your
masala,
kettle had layers of like...
The flavor, the flavor builder.
Did you ever clean that kettle? Ever?
I cleaned
You're
it
quite
later. Yeah,
skanky,
after
actually,
that.
in the
After
field.
the masala, yeah, when it was done, then yeah. Cleaned it
After
up.
the masala. So did you have coffee as well through that kettle? Or did you have something different?
I think at that stage I was just going through masala tea and not too bothered with the. But you know what I once did with coffee, and I'm like, yeah, I just made what would cost super expensive in a place. I had a coffee infusion, so I made Rooibos tea, and then in my percolator I used the Rooibos tea instead of just water to filter the coffee through. So it was coffee Rooibos.
It's interesting what you get up to when you have so much time. We're just sitting watching cats doing nothing for so long.
Yeah.
But the big question was the Rooibos coffee infused
It was good.
syrup
Yeah, it's good. It's
thing
worth it.
good?
If anyone back home, you've got some Rooibos or any other tea,
So
mix it into your coffee.
if the podcast fails, we can start canning it and selling it somewhere.
Rare's
Our own
coffee shop.
cafe.
Your Rare's coffee shop. I'm proud to see you wearing shorts here in the UK, Trist.
Dude, I would try out the jeans and everything for a while. I don't like it. I've literally got everything on I would have worn in the bush. This is literally all the same clothing. I feel so much more comfortable and free.
Yeah.
I have underwear on this time though.
Oh, you wear
That's
that
a
now?
different. That's
Yeah,
new.
yeah.
That's new.
Yeah, it's kind. Yeah, no, you don't need a breeze here. Out there, you need a breeze.
Is that just for keeping cool?
Yeah, it's so much nicer.
It's good for your reproductive
Well,
health
Rare
as
also used to have like his trousers used to have huge holes in them for ventilation.
yeah, I'm sure that was the reason.
You still have those trousers?
I actually do.
Somehow, through a miracle, got Craig Hoppers to give us a little bit of kit.
Yeah, one shirt, one pair of shorts, and
Yeah,
one
it
pair
was
of
great.
trousers.
That we wore for 3 years
But they were great. I mean, those shirts we wore every single day for 3 years. But anyway,
because we didn't have any others.
It is still the best hat I've ever owned.
we had good
Yeah.
kit. But anyway, going back to your long pants. those long pants because of your insect thing, which we need to get into as well, because it's bonkers how you're still alive.
Yeah.
But wearing those pants every single day for how long was it?
3 years.
3 years. Yeah. And somehow they barely held up, but they held up.
Yeah.
We're going to have to explain to folks, Raya, what's your deal with insects, dude?
So the funny thing is I have lived my whole life without any allergies, nothing at all. And then one day I got stung by some random insect on my face. And my face started swelling up, double the size. And in the beginning, it was funny. I was, because it was like squishy, and I was used to. You'll see my photo. I was smiling. I took a selfie with a big smile, and you cannot even see my eye because it's swollen over. Until I was talking to my mum, and she's like, "Go to the hospital now." Well, all right, cool. I go to the hospital. I went to the hospital. And I remember in the line for the hospital, there was just one other guy in front of me. And I was sitting there. And he's next to me there on my left. And I started going like... I didn't realize that was me not being able to breathe. And this guy looked at me and he's like, just take my place, go ahead of me. I was like, okay, cool. So I went in and I just talked to the nurse. They looked at me. They're like, what happened? Like, I don't know. I got stung. Come lie down. I lied down on the bed, hospital bed. Next thing I know... eyeballs moving up, down, head moving left, right, and seizures. Very calmly, the nurse pushed the bed and just shouted, "Doctor, doctor, doctor," calling the doctor. I'm in and out of consciousness, so they're pushing me to the emergency room. I can see other people on the beds. In this emergency room, staring at me like, shit, that guy is getting it. And the room I got pushed into, that's when I knew, shit, it is going down. Something is happening. I could read resuscitation room. And when I read resuscitation room, I thought...
Not the fact that you were literally like in and out of consciousness every 4 seconds.
Mad. It must have been hard.
This is it. I was like, this is it. I'm going into the
die?
resuscitation. That is the immediate feeling. And like what I found out later, it's anaphylactic shock. And one of the symptoms of it is the feeling of doom, of death. And that's the whole time. I just felt like, I'm dying.
Dude.
I'm dying.
That's hectic.
I'm going to die. I'm going to die. When we got in the room, because in my mind, this whole thing took like 10 minutes. I found out later it was about 3 hours, 4 hours or something.
What? 4 hours.
And from one nurse suddenly surrounded by doctors everywhere. And the funny thing, I told a doctor that I knew this story because... I don't know what happened. I was on the bed and I just decided to get up, come back down. He told me, no, that was that, what's it called? Defibrillator. Yeah.
No way.
So that was the defib and me shaking or whatever coming
way.
off. I was like, oh, shit, okay. It was serious.
Yeah,
Proper real. But the one thing which I really appreciated, the nurse, the doctors, the whole time, even though I'm clearly unresponsive, they were saying, stay calm, just be calm. And it works. When you have someone telling you, be calm, stay calm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then that's when I discovered I'm allergic. Deadly allergic to
all insect venom. It just stings, right?
Now, the problem is I went for an allergy test and I test negative to everything.
Oh, shit.
Even to venomous insects.
No, but what? How does that work now?
Well, how many you've been resuscitated? Like, how many times now?
There are 3 hospitals in Moan, and I've been resuscitated in every single one. Yeah.
And how many times have you jabbed yourself with hydrocortisone and adrenaline?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, loads. I've even injected you.
Yeah, you've injected me.
That
last
was
time
pretty
in the
scary,
bush.
having to put a massive needle into your thigh. Like, that was hectic.
Yeah.
But then, Ray, why, if you had this deadly allergy, why did you decide to come and work in one of the most insect-rich places in the world?
I think at the end of the day, something like that cannot stop your passion for when you love it so much. And then for me to just say that, nah, I'm gonna turn around. And I found the solution: just cover myself up, be a mummy, put a scarf around my neck, and just super panic anytime I see insects. Drive away. Sorted.
You must be living in panic through the whole of the wet season.
I wish I could be one of those guests that like pulls up next to Raya in a game viewer and it's like, hi, this is wildlife filmmaker and presenter Raya Schulte to Brinker, and he's just there like, who wants it?
Just eyes and a smile, and then just covered.
Nothing else, yeah.
And ripped old
ventilation
pants that have been there.
What does mean I should do some cold shoots?
Oh, yeah, you should go to somewhere cold.
Underwater.
Well, there's definitely no bugs in the
Deep
cold
sea.
places.
Deep sea.
Deep sea.
I need to go on deep sea.
Deep sea.
filmmaking.
Yeah, deep sea.
Would you ever go in a submersible?
I would, but I would properly vet the company and who's doing it after.
Yeah, there was that disaster.
Yeah, there was
wasn't
that disaster which happened. Yeah.
Have you ever? You guys must have worked with some. I mean, not yourself, just because we worked together from your first employment, basically. But I'm sure, Ray, you've worked with at some places that have been below par on the health and safety. Because I mean, health and safety here in the UK is not the same as health and safety in Africa.
Well,
So I'm sure there's been some risk taking that's been happening, eh?
Yeah.
Health and safety is a suggestion in most of Africa.
Yeah.
It's not really an.
It's like maybe we should do it this way, but you don't
Optional.
have to.
It's your choice.
You speak about health and safety. I remember I was building bridges in the Delta, and you're using angle grinders
Yeah,
and
there was no health and
chainsaws and whatever. And like my worst hospital trip amount, we were basically cutting bolts off this bridge, so it was nice and flush. And at some point, I got something in my eye, and I normally wear my sunglasses, but I'd lost them. I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, I just got a little bit of wood in my eye or something. Left it for like 2 or 3 days, went filming. I remember driving around and I couldn't open my eye. And when I did manage to open it, even the lightest breeze would just make my eye just like ball. I remember going into camp and saying to one of the guys, like, you know, and I was still young and I was like, yo, I feel like I'm just being a little bit of a pussy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, my eye hurts. And I couldn't see anything in it.
Dude.
So I was like, I think my radio something broke. So I was like, okay, good excuse. I'll go into camp. I was like, can you see anything in my eye? And he goes, yeah, there's a piece of metal in your eye. And I was like, oh, nice. Okay,
What?
cool. So he tries to get it out with a cotton bud, doesn't come
Cotton
out.
bud piece of metal.
And then he
man.
and then he instantly puts me in a car and drives me straight to town. And I was like, okay, this is actually a
so
bit
sorry.
like, that's when it clicked in my head. I was like, this is actually bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds horrifically
But do you know how they
painful.
get it out?
No.
Tweezers.
So they tried to use tweezers and that didn't work. And I guess in Mount, it's a normal occurrence to get a piece of metal from angle grinding in your eye. So I just like sit down, they give me an eye drop. Thank God I couldn't feel my eye. I was like, this is awesome. And they had some like trainee doctor. And you know, in Southern Africa, they're not exactly gentle with their patients. It's very much you
get things done though.
They get it done, but it's not in a delicate, loving way. So because this doctor's getting trained, they're now shoving a light in my eye and like keeping my eyeball pinned open. And I was kind of like,
Did they
couldn't
put
see anything.
that thing to hold it, or
No, it's just a lady holding it like that.
just a baby? All right, okay.
But like my eye, I couldn't feel it because of the anesthesia.
Yeah.
And they were doing this for like 5-10 minutes, having a conversation about what's wrong and what should we do next with our patient.
no,
and I'm there like,
what?
just fucking take it out now. But they get like with a thorn in your foot or something. They got 2 needles and they use the put one needle in and then they just like pried it out of my eyeball. And in my head, I was like, yeah, this is logic. I've done that with my foot before. Nah, brain didn't like that one. Actually, because you try to close your eyelid and you can't do
man,
that.
yeah, into your eye,
so you're
you're
literally just
staring at
watching.
them
Yeah,
the
you're
whole
watching
time.
2 like needles get stuck into
Yeah, but
your
how
eye.
do you not move your eye around? Like your whole.
Well, because there's 2 needles in your eye. You're very aware of what your eyeball's doing.
Oh no, bro.
But that was.
I'm feeling eye pain right now.
No,
just
I
thinking about
passed
that.
out. My brain just switched off during
Really?
it. I remember just like I'd never blacked out before, and my hearing just went. My vision just like tunneled. And I remember just sitting there going like, I can't. And she was asking me questions. I was like, I'm really sorry, I can't hear you. It's too loud in here. And she just went, oh shit, he's blacking out. And then I came to it. I was lying on the table, and the guy who took me in was just laughing at me.
Oh, dude, no sympathy. Eh?
No sympathy.
When you're a young boy, like you surely would be fine.
Yeah, I was pretty
That's
scared.
mad, eh?
Oh, yeah. No, it was. I mean, you don't get any sympathy from anybody there. It's just, get on with it.
It's lucky you don't need your eyesight as a cameraman, isn't it?
Yeah. I
most
now
important.
wear protective gear. Anyways, yes, health and safety. It's a suggestion.
Yep.
There's rules for a reason. People definitely abide by them
Yeah,
sometimes.
100%. I mean, that's why the life expectancy in the UK is probably double what it is in Botswana. I mean, we'll have to get our fact
I mean,
checker
if it
out
is
there.
double, that would mean these
We're
guys
gonna
are
have to
living
ask-
200 and something years old
Ask
here.
producer Mark. Well, no, okay, it's not accurate today, probably, but in the 80s it probably was, just because of HIV, really. I mean, Zim, I remember in Zim when I was young, I think our life expectancy was 38.
But you know, it's one of the
But it was
interesting.
because of HIV. Sorry.
One of the interesting things with HIV is, for a lot of countries where it would say that okay, the life expectancy is low, for example, 60 or 65. It's also because now there's so much advancement in medical technology. I mean, with HIV, before people were dying 30 or something, but now everyone has I can say just in Botswana, everyone has access to ARVs. So even the people with HIV are living longer. So it's changing. It's changing. A lot of the times, the ages don't truly depict what it's like on the ground.
Yeah.
If you ignore factors like HIV or that, then you'll see people live way, way, way older. My grandmother lived till, I think, 95 or 93.
Did she get HIV though?
No.
Oh, that helps.
Yeah.
Producer Mark.
Life expectancy in the UK, 81 years old, average.
Pretty old.
In Botswana, 69 years old.
Oh, we've caught up.
Yeah, we're doing
Currently-
very well.
But about 10 years ago, mid-60s.
What was it in 1990s? Sorry, we're getting way too stuck into the weeds.
Yeah, but
here.
you see also that's before there was ARV medication and stuff. So
It's
now-
really good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's helped save millions and millions of lives.
Yeah, hugely. I mean, the big thing was infant mortality, like children under the age of 5.
Which has dropped to almost zero.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it used
yeah,
to be
the
like the
cross-infection.
biggest problem for a long time. Yeah.
In 1999, it says 52 years old.
Yeah.
Botswana consistently ranks among the top 3 to 5 highest countries
Yeah.
with HIV/AIDS.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
the thing with that fact is, yeah, it's true, but also because the same people with HIV are living longer. So now they're not dying of HIV like people used to. They're dying of old age or because the ARVs are prolonging their life.
yeah.
So I think Botswana will stay with a high statistic, but just because people are living longer
Yeah,
now.
yeah. People are positive, but they're just living with it.
Time for a break.
Yeah, we went deep into that, like way more than I would have normally. There was something that came to mind about health and safety.
I do love the Bush style of like fixing a problem because it's like it is just okay, cool. Like a tie rod's bent, or this is bent, or this is broken, and it's you fix it in the bush on the go with a hammer, with with a little welder or something, and it is very just boom, boom, boom. Like I've seen guys barefoot standing on top of a bar to hold that's pinning another bar down while somebody welds that together. And you're watching it, and you're just kind of like, "There's nothing safe about that."
No, we
but
did
it gets
a
the
lot
job
of
done.
Unsafe stuff. It does get the job done. But if you see a lot of the old timers who've been in the business of safari guiding or filmmaking in Africa, like of injuries.
Missing fingers where their fingers chopped off half of it, and yeah.
Nails. It's always people's hands. You can always see, like,
hands roughed.
how many scars and scratches.
The one
do they have?
thing, I'm not one of these people who are so, you better watch out your health and safety. But some things I see people doing, and I think this is ridiculous, like welding without a helmet or just wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do
Your
that.
retina is like gone.
Just sunglasses, and this guy's welding. I'm like, come on, man.
I used to know a guy, and I asked him, like, why don't you use a welding hat? Because they had a welding hat.
Yeah.
And he went, no, it's fine. I just close my eyes while I'm using it.
That's like
So you know what? Because I
go
weld.
blind.
He was really good. He was a really good welder.
You're a welder.
Yeah, I weld sometimes, make my own furniture or fix small stuff and things.
Oh, that's cool.
So I tried that once. I was like,
What,
all
just
right.
closing your eyes?
Just closing your eyes. The light penetrates right through
your
your
eyelid is
pupil,
the-
and it's like right through your eyelids. It is. I'm like, no, I don't know how people do this.
It's bad. It's really
Yeah,
bad.
it's bad. It
You
is.
know,
It's.
The other thing that's really bad that I think when you go back to Mount, you try and let people know this. You know those really cheap sunglasses that you can buy?
Terrible, yeah.
Really, one of the worst possible things for your eyes because
no
it's
protection.
making your pupils dilate because
Yeah.
it's thinking it's darker, but you're actually getting even the same amount of UV onto your retina and it's damaging your eye. And folks are like, yeah, they look cool and there's new sunnies off the street, but
Yeah,
actually
they're
they're
cheap.
just making
Yeah,
your
no.
eyes just
It's like
dissolve.
£1.
We all have our very important items in the bush.
Yeah.
Mine were Sunnies, Leatherman, and
Binoculars.
binoculars.
Must be, yeah?
Yeah.
Binoculars.
What were yours?
My top items.
Top items.
Oh gosh, top items. Definitely my bins.
Yeah, top of the list.
Yeah, because I've cuck eyes there. So binoculars were so like, if I couldn't use bins, there was no way I was going to do my job. Bins, and I really, 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 really fell in love with my car. So just
Well, that's not
just
fair.
the
You
car.
actually had a nice car.
Yeah,
My car was literally falling apart.
I did have the best vehicle.
I've got the back of a 70-year-old at the age of 20.
Yes, so do I.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if I had to choose one item in life that I would want to keep no matter what, it's probably my bins. And
My sunglasses, 100%.
Sunnies.
Sunnies. Nice pair of
All
sunglasses.
right, let's say something which doesn't help us do our job, because all of us we can't do anything without the
Yeah.
binoculars. What about something else which made our lives comfortable, which we enjoyed that we couldn't live without, not in the job aspect, but just in our daily?
Underwear.
I don't need underwear.
You don't
You don't need underwear. You don't need it. It's such a
but you said make it more comfortable and just like a bit
yeah, but
of
it
time.
wasn't more comfortable. You just had
Bit of
sweaty
time for me.
balls the
I've
entire
got a story
time.
about underwear for you, actually.
Okay, let's hear your story about underwear.
So I've worked with a bunch of folks who only wear underwear sometimes. The Junquazi
Is that
folks
not? Oh, okay, yes.
that I used to work with when I was guiding, they just used to wear what was their underwear, which was a loincloth made from steenbok skin. It looked incredibly comfortable, but that was it. And it would allow them to do everything that they needed to do very well. I mean, it was loose fitting enough to be able to run after everything, just living their life and doing all they need to do. But what I found really interesting is you've got to earn your steenbok skin, the one that you use as your underwear. And the way that they do it, like every culture has like a rite of passage for a young boy or a young girl to make it to adulthood. And every culture is really, they're very interesting. And I mean, I wish we still had that. We don't anymore, but...
We kind of did. What we did was our rite of passage.
Well, we need to get into rites of passage, actually. That's another topic we need to get into. But before we do, I'll just finish this one. So one of the things you have to do to have your rite of passage as a Junquazi man is to hunt a steenbok using just what is a knobkerrie, so a stick with a big
You have to hunt
heavy
it
head.
with the knobkerrie.
Yeah, it's kind of like
That's the only weapon you get. So it's not like you can go after it with a bow and arrow. You have to actually run it down to exhaustion and then hit it to kill it.
Greg, what is a steenbok and what is a knobkerrie?
A steenbok is the smallest antelope we get in the.
Why are you letting him talk for longer? Knobkerrie is just it's a stick with a round thing on the top of it that's good at smacking things and hitting things hard. A steenbok is a very small, about the same size as a fox.
Small antelope.
It's a small antelope, and they're very fast and they're pretty solitary. There's like they mate for life.
Yeah.
There we go. Continue your story.
Thank you, Tristan. You're very right. I would have gone way too long on that. But so anyway, So the guys have to go out there and try and hit a steenbok or kill a steenbok, and if they succeed, then they prove themselves to be good hunters, and then they can become men. And that steenbok that they kill, they use that skin.
They got one pair of underpants for life.
So they go until you track down another one.
Yeah, well, I guess you can renew. You're just gonna have to kill another steenbok.
Fuck, that's hard to catch a steenbok.
But yeah, can you imagine having
No
to run
way,
down a
man.
steenbok? Like that thing is like quick sticks, eh?
Nah, those are. I think there's
But there's a trick to it. So what we're not considering the fact is steenboks are not endurance. They speed off the mark speed, but they can't go very long. And also they're territorial, so they're in a limited patch. So you just track him. So you chase him, lose him, track him. You find him again, chase him.
Yeah, but just
lose
for
him,
tracking
track
through
him.
that
I mean,
tall grass.
yeah.
And
It's also like
It's not
soft
easy.
sand a lot of the time, and they're small animals.
Yeah.
I think we should do that.
It's very different to going to the
new rule, no underwear unless you can track down.
Have all of us out there, just
We
no
have to go
kit.
get some loincloths now. Oh god. Yeah, well, maybe one day we'll have to go hunting with those guys.
Okay, so your one item is underwear.
It just came to mind. Like one thing that I would love to have for the rest of my life is probably a pair of underwear.
I think there's definitely a lot more luxury items I'd choose over a pair of underwear.
Like what?
I don't know. Wouldn't you rather have a kettle?
We're talking about in the bush whilst we're filming.
Yeah,
So,
no one's there looking it up.
Yeah,
Like,
we're not talking about in town.
Sorry. Like, I thought you meant like the general.
No.
So you mean just out in the bush
yeah,
filming?
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
what was your one item that you didn't
that
need?
wasn't work related.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which bins, because we all agree binoculars is our top one. We can't do our job without it.
I mean, I really enjoyed podcasts and books. So my Kindle or my phone, really, for podcasts.
Did you do
really,
any
just audio.
audiobooks? Or
I did do
I
audiobooks
never
as
really
well.
got into audiobooks. I did podcasts.
I mean, one of those
Yeah.
two. That was great, especially the Kindle, like to read. When you're at night and you're just under the stars, there's no lights.
Yeah.
So there's no bedroom
Yeah,
light. You can just
yeah.
switch on and switch off. So reading a Kindle before bedtime.
I'd go
was
Kakoi.
amazing.
Sarong.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Listening a Kakoi or sarong, it's just like a very fine fabric. It's kind of like a towel, but it's not. Like you can wear it as a skirt or. But for
You
you
did
can.
wear it as a skirt.
I did. I wore it all the time. It's brilliant. If you went for a swim or something, you just pop that on around your waist. I don't have underwear, so it
Now
kind of
people can
helped.
tell you like the breeze, though.
I did like the
You
breeze.
like breezy bits
I love
there.
the breeze. But they were good, like especially because so often we'd be sitting in our car, and if you're filming a sequence, you're often just sitting in the sun, and it gets fucking hot out there.
No, it does.
Like it's 40, 45
Yeah, trust
degrees.
me, I know. I'm covered up fully. So
You can only dream of Kikois.
But I'd use the kukoi as like a shade, tie that to 2 parts of the carp, shade. I often used to wet that, lie on the roof to have a little nap. Like that thing was.
That's actually great.
That would be my
Good shot.
item of choice.
What about
I know
you?
you're
Ray?
going to say something fucking weird, aren't you?
You know, I've been thinking actually now with all of these, I'm not so sure. I might actually be with Greg on the podcast. Even while searching for animals, not 2 ears, just in 1 ear.
Yeah.
Earphone,
Learn something
listen, learn something. Yeah.
Because sometimes you feel. I think that one of the struggles out there is. It's the trade-off you have with spending so much time in a beautiful place with beautiful animals. The trade-off is everything else in life kind of falls away. So your opportunity to like learn or meet new people or have conversations so podcasts and audiobooks and things like that. Like it almost felt like you were around a conversation at times. Like you get your dose of humans, but you could also get your dose of learning.
I don't know if you've had this.
Interesting.
Like, I used to have a fairly strong vocabulary before I started working there. My vocabulary dropped off massively. I struggled to. Like, I knew how I wanted to explain something in my head after a couple of years, and I physically couldn't get the words out or find the right words.
Yes.
Like my ability to actually interact with other humans just deteriorated massively.
Especially manners. You start forgetting what it is to actually talk to people correctly.
Do you know what I did?
100%.
So when I went to my girlfriend's house for the first time, we were having a roast chicken. So they cut up the chicken, whatever, put it on a plate, whatever. And I saw the carcass sitting on the table. And I just said to her dad, I was like, is it all right if I have that? And he goes, yeah. And I just grabbed the carcass, put it on my plate, and just started ripping it apart. Because it's where all the good, like the really nice meat is. And I remember her just looking at me terrified, like going like, this is the first time you've met my family and you're just eating the chicken carcass.
Zero understanding of what is appropriate in those moments.
Yeah.
But she's still. I mean, I must say she's done. I'm a very.
She's
very,
done a good job.
She's done an
Or
amazing,
I've done a good job.
You've done a good job, but also
Good job scamming
I'm really
her, yeah.
impressed.
Good job scamming.
I'm really impressed with both of you. Actually, good job.
Oh, she's feral as well. She nearly started a bushfire out there. You were there for that, yeah.
Flipping hell. That was one of the most heart flipping pounding moments.
She's gonna hate me for saying that on the podcast. Actually,
It's fine. Well, we're
Fuck
not
it.
we're going to tell the story then. You go. I'll chip in.
well, you were kind of. Me and Greg had been. I think you found lions in the morning, and we came over to help
course,
you
'cause
film
you don't-
them.
you don't know how to find
No, there
that.
was two male lions that were calling. You called in the one pair of lions, and then we went to the other one that was roaring because we thought there'd be possible conflict, basically. So we were probably like 200 meters away from each other.
sitting with different line groups.
Yeah, turns out they were a coalition of males, so they were just communicating. And by that point, it was probably like 10, there was like 11, 12-ish. So we weren't going to find anything else. And we were both like, well, we'll just sit with them. More likely something's going to happen to them than not. And there was a big patch of water that separated us. And when my girlfriend was out with me, we had a rule, which was, we alternated days cooking. And I was super chuffed because it wasn't my turn to make lunch. And the lions were probably 75, 100 meters away from us, and we were sitting under some shade. And she got the scuttle out, which is like just a portable gas stove, basically. And she lit it. And she just goes, Tristan, there's a fire. And like in the most relaxed tone ever. So I lean over the side of the car. Yeah, the whole underside of the car is on fire. All the grass is on fire. Shit. And she's panicking now. And to be fair to her, she didn't overreact. But she also didn't react at all.
That's important.
She had an entire pot of
Shock trauma.
Dude, she had a whole pot of
Immediate
water
shock.
for the pasta sitting right next to her. Didn't use it, didn't whatever. I got out of the car, I was barefoot, tried to stomp on the fire. Kind of went, shit, that's a bad idea. Reversed the car, tried to drive over the fire. Then went, okay, this is out of control.
Trying to
Put
drive
her in
over
the-
it with your vehicle with a fuel tank there.
Well, it's diesel. It wasn't going to blow up. But like, so then she's just stood there staring at the fire, and I'm freaking out now. I think my first thing is I just said, Greg, get here now, get here
Yeah,
now.
on the radio.
Threw the gas canister away from the fire, told her to just stand away from it because she was just in disbelief as to what was happening. And I looked in the car for something because normally you just beat the fire out. We normally have beaters or things, and I decided the best thing to go with was the little machete I had under my seat. I started smacking the fire in the
Who
ground.
puts out a fire with a
I had
banger?
nothing else to go with there. My hands, I still have scars on my hands from that because I
remember
beat
how
them.
bloody you were. After
Yeah,
that.
and I think I must have been fighting the fire for 5-10 minutes. Yeah, you thought...
I just arrived and started laughing.
Well, yeah, go on, yeah. You took for fucking ever
yeah,
to
it
get
took
there.
forever. Yeah, well, what do you expect?
I
was
think
like,
well, you said...
it didn't seem like it was that important.
Well, you thought the lions were doing something.
Yeah, I thought it was to film something cool, but I was reluctant because I was like, what about my lines?
And then he saw the massive
'Cause we get a
plume of
bit
smoke.
competitive. Yeah. Then I saw the smoke, and I was like,
You saw the smoke.
yeah, bro, and it was loads of smoke. Like,
Brew, it
loads.
was big, and it was also the one. I think it was on the eastern side of us. It was fine because there was the water and there was low grass, so I wasn't worried about that. But the wind was blowing westwards, and westwards was all of the grass and the entire inside of the island.
Flip, and you know how bad that can get. But
Yeah.
so I arrived there, and Tristan's girlfriend is just in the seat like this, looking really, 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 really sad about herself, and Tristan's going absolutely mental with panga. And there's like a good 50 square meters that have been burnt now, but he's put out like 70% of it. So I'm like, it's okay, you'll be all right. So I just laugh. I'm just
I
I'm
got
just
fucking
this is
pissed
hilarious.
off, man.
I was like, this is great. And I had a fire extinguisher under my seat. I was like, just let Tristan deal with it on his own.
No, you forgot you had a fire extinguisher under your seat.
I didn't help you. I did try and look for bushes.
You didn't
but-
take the water container.
No, I tried that. It didn't work. It was. Oh, dude,
was a big fire.
Oh, no, it's that
There was
big.
big wind
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's like I first went water container, dumped it, did nothing, then just went. I guess I'm beating. But Greg got there,
Yeah,
and
that
I
wasn't
watched
very
Greg
helpful.
pull up, and now like I'm exhausted, and it's midday, 40 degrees. Hands are just covered in blood from this fucking machete. And like I remember yelling at Greg, "Help me!" And Greg's just there pissing himself,
Yeah,
laughing.
it was funny. I mean, I could only laugh just because I could see that it was
was funny,
sort
it
of
was
under
funny.
control at that point.
Yeah,
If it was, I mean, if I was 5 minutes earlier, I would have panicked as well.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
no, she was bleak. She did make me lunch in the end, though.
You're a pretty good firefighter in general, though. Like, considering how many fires we've fought together.
I'd say
and
we're all
you-
pretty good
we're pretty good
firefighters.
Trained
firefighters.
in
Like,
it. We're fully trained.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish we at least one time wore GoPros
Yeah,
fighting
dude.
those fires just to
100%.
see chest
Can you
mounts or head
imagine?
mounts.
we could have been famous on YouTube.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have to be doing a podcast in your house.
Oh gosh, we saw some huge fires. I mean, over the years, there was that one. I remember
the
when that
lodge,
when
which
that one
almost burnt
camp
down.
almost burnt down. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it was burning down, but that was
The deck was
the most
literally on
insane
fire.
thing
And I
I've
remember
ever
us standing on this main area trying to turn off the fire.
Yeah.
But I think the crazy thing about that was like we'd been fighting fires for 3 or 4 days before that. Oh, sorry, you weren't. You were filming. You got out of it. But I remember getting the call in the morning, going, and it was the first day that it was in the afternoon, and I was exhausted, so I'd just got on the roof to take a nap, and I was so excited at having this nap because I hadn't slept. I mean, you're up until 2, 3 a.m. most nights fighting, and I'd lay down, and then it was just emergency. You need to get to this camp. There's a fire. Drop everything, go. Get there, and then we'd made a fire break the night before. Remember that long fire break we'd made? And I remember getting there and seeing it breaking the fire break, and I was going, yeah, no, it's fine. I can stop this little section. So I got out, stopped it, got back in the car, and it was, Tristan, where are you? Like the fire's about to hit. And I'm like, I just fucking stopped it. Went over the island, came around the corner, and I was like, oh shit.
Big fire.
Huge, just wall of flames. Just like everything is on fire.
Oh, it was mad.
And you're like, oh, this was not as easy. I was so cocky at the beginning. I was like, just before that, and that day just turned into chaos.
Oh, mad, eh? Mad.
Yeah.
You under that was the closest I've ever seen you to actually like.
No, I had a
pure
full-on panic
Yeah,
attack. No, I had
Do
a
you
panic
remember
attack.
when Trist was there shaking?
Yeah. But it was hectic. Like you couldn't even see.
He
Like,
was, yeah.
wouldn't
yeah.
be able to see you in that smoke underneath that tent. Underneath.
You
tent
couldn't. No, you
7.
couldn't see in front of you.
And
I was like, man.
remember health and safety didn't exist. We didn't have masks. We didn't have eye protection. We didn't even have boots.
Nothing.
We had nothing. No fire protection.
What is the deal with the bushfires? Because you know here in the UK, there's like I don't even know if there ever is a bushfire because there's no.
Yeah, you do. You get a wildfire.
You do get a
Yeah,
wildfire.
yeah. There were some big ones in Wales last year, and you get them in the Highlands in Scotland.
Okay, so they know a little bit about bushfire.
Yeah.
You know about it if you live in a rural,
Rural
area,
area, yeah.
of that part of the UK, but you don't know about it if you live in Bristol or if you live in.
Yeah.
I think the best way to describe it is it's not. I think everyone hears wildfire and it's like terror, and you think about Australia and California and places. For us, it's not trees exploding and and it's going.
There's no buildings.
The
There's no-
fire's not going to kill you, basically, unless you get yourself into a poor
Well, it's
situation.
going to kill every single tortoise in its path and all those aardvarks or
But
everything else.
it's fast moving on the ground and it's burning grass and stuff.
Yeah.
So it is just a wall. Like if you really want to, you can often just jump over to the
Yeah,
other
you'll
side.
singe some hair, but you'll be
And you fight it by back burning mostly, which is you start another fire, which is super fun.
against the road or something,
Yeah.
so you can have it going to exhaust the fuel towards the oncoming natural wildfire.
But the problem is it's so widespread.
Oh,
It's
I mean, sometimes you'll
kilometers
do
and kilometers.
back burns for like 5Ks.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
don't have support. It's not like you can bring a fire engine in, and there's not enough water out there that you see these videos in America and stuff where they have these huge planes that dump.
Helicopters jumping in and saying, yeah.
No, it's
not
just
happening.
you. It's just whoever's in the bush in that location at that time with a stick with a piece of tire on the end of it.
A lot of the fire, if it's left unmanaged, it would burn hundreds and hundreds of thousands of square kilometers, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because it's just natural bush. It's just going to go. And the origins of the fires are quite unknown. But there's a fair
Debatable
they're very
origins, yeah.
debatable.
Yeah, they're
but
unknown.
there's a fair chance that it's
Definitely
really-
known.
There's a very good chance that they're human.
No, they are normally human started.
Human started.
You
yeah,
do
which is the
get,
problem.
in the Okavango Delta, natural fire occurrences.
Yeah.
Which
But normally,
there's a paper which said it would be over every 10 years or 20 years or something. Now we're getting them every single year. And what's interesting with new technology is there's this app and it has the GPS pinpoints of exactly where new fires get started.
is this the NASA one?
Yes,
It's
I think
so
the NASA.
good. It's
and
mad.
if you look at it, you can look at it for the Okavango Delta or anywhere else in the world you are for any area,
Yeah.
and it comes from specifically same places continuously.
I like the way you're trying to say this without throwing anyone under the bus.
and it makes you wonder, how is it possible that a natural wildfire continuously starts in the same area
Every year,
every
around
year?
about the same time.
And mind you, where the most of the dots are, there's no people who live there.
Okay,
There's
what
no
are you
villages.
getting at here?
I'm gonna keep out of this. Keep out of this topic because I'm gonna get myself into trouble.
What I'll say is some of the fires are natural, some of them are man-made.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now
That's
the problem is
understandable.
it's hard unless you catch that person red-handed. There's nothing we can do to
can't
prove
really
it
do
and to
anything
say it.
No.
But we'll put them out because they're
we put them out
they're
because it's
impacting the environment
Yeah.
in a
I
negative
don't know.
way.
I'm kind of over putting them out now, man. I think we should.
I don't know. I enjoy it.
I enjoy the idea of it. About 6 months after fighting a fire.
Yeah.
So we had this guy who worked. He did basically all of our media and processing and everything, and he wasn't in the bush with us for the first couple of years. And you'd hear about us fighting these fires, and it's comes off as quite like a macho man thing. You're like, oh yeah, I want to fight a fire, and he was like, no, I'll fight it. I really want to fight one. First fire hit, he fought for one day, and then it started again the next day. I said, Sam, we're gonna go. He's like, I don't want to go. He was over it. And he mentioned it to him.
It is
I was
a
like,
lot of work.
no, that's not fun. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, it's for some it must be hard, but for others, I don't know, I think it's kind of like you there to protect some.
Yeah, but also
some
the last fire
animals
that
and
we
you kind
fought,
of-
you just got out of it.
I don't think that's true.
You got out the majority of it. I fought through the night and you were like, oh, guys, I've got to go to bed. I've got to film in the morning.
I don't.
I remember you
recall-
got some
I don't-
amazing
I don't-
footage
I
of
don't- I
like
don't
animals
recall
and
this.
stuff running, like moving through the fires and everything. And everyone was like congratulating, oh, Craig, that was really good. And I was like, yeah.
great shots,
It's because
Greg.
you weren't helping.
The rest of us were fighting the fire, yeah.
I think off mic we're gonna have to talk about this situation. 'Cause I don't recall these details.
Best bit of health and safety I've seen in the UK. I mean, I've seen people wearing hard hats to cut a bush out here. Like, I'm a little bit perplexed by that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about silly health and safety things that I've seen. Having a cycle lane and then a bus lane and a traffic lane and a pedestrian sidewalk. I mean, that's pretty clever, actually. In
Actually,
Africa,
no,
it's
you know
one
what?
road for everybody.
Cyclists are probably the most dangerous thing on the road that I've ever seen.
And cyclists would say the opposite about dodgy drivers like you.
I know. I fair enough. Good for them.
no, it's
great.
the
I get it.
continuous
It's,
cyclist
no,
versus
it's healthy.
motorist
It's good
debate.
for the environment or everything. But looking out for a little man on a bicycle with nothing, like barely wearing a
spandex.
helmet. In spandex.
No, they got
Spandex
flashy
in it.
lights. I'm on the cyclist
Oh, in the
side
flashy
here.
lights,
They got the flashy
woohoo.
backlight and the flashy front light.
Nah,
and the
man.
reflective things and.
I'll give
and
the
it doesn't
cyclists,
matter.
those guys on those bloody electric scooters are the worst. I've nearly been
The
mowed
little-
down
the
by those
little-
little. No, I'm not into those
You
electric
know, I'm not
scooters.
allowed to drive one because they don't take my Zimbabwean driver's license.
You have to use a license.
I can hire a car, but I can't drive one of those little
You
guys.
need a
can't hire a
license to
car.
get one,
Yeah.
to hire one.
To get
the
the
ones just in
tier,
the
to have the
street.
tier app verification to use it, you have to have a valid driver's. I don't have one.
They won't accept. I can't hire a car here. They won't accept a Botswana driver's license.
Really, for car hire.
No.
Do you
Well,
know-
we're just gonna have to walk on the pedestrians and do this. You're gonna have to become a cyclist with a bicycle.
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
What's funny is I love motorbikes. I ride motorbikes.
Motorbikes.
What's the pronunciation there, man?
Motorbikes. I like motorbikes.
Sorry, continue. You were saying.
And I believe the bikes are way safer than riding a bicycle or the e-scooter.
A motorbike?
Motorbike is way better than the e-scooter.
I also remember you
those
telling me
scooters
once when
look
you bought a
dangerous.
super bike that, if I die, I'll die happy. Going 300 kilometers an hour,
That's
I'll be
the thing,
fine.
The speed, like, I don't know how fast you can go on those little scooters. If any of you used one of those scooters, do you know how fast you can go?
You can go pretty fast, I think.
Like pretty fast.
They're not meant to go on the sidewalk. They have to be on the road because they can go fast.
They're supposed to go on the road.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen them on the road.
No, they do go on the road.
No, they do.
Yeah.
I think they're designed to go on the road. I think. I don't actually know loads about them.
That is a weird one, actually. When you think about health and safety here, how the heck is that even okay?
Yeah.
And you see
those
two
e-bikes.
people on them not wearing helmets, and you're like, guys,
Yeah.
how the heck? You hit one pothole. I mean, the reason why you could probably do... Actually, I saw a Zimbabwean pothole in the street behind you, Abu. There's potholes here as well. I
Really?
didn't realize it was a big one. So you hit one of those with your little...
Yeah, I think they go up
bad
to like
news.
60 k's per hour, 60, 40,
That's pretty,
30 miles.
But also,
yeah,
like,
it's-
you
Can you
just...
imagine if we had those in Maun?
Yo. Put on some big mud terrain
Imagine the
tires.
Oaks in Maun.
big mud terrain tires. People would hit so many cows.
Oh, gosh.
The amount of drunk drivers on that.
We should have a cycle. Well, we don't cycle in Maun because we don't have enough pavement. It's just sand.
Yeah.
Have you used those fat tire bikes?
The fat bikes.
It's still very hard to go
hard,
in
yeah.
thick
All right,
sand.
guys.
Are we wrapping it?
Yeah, I think we
Is
are.
that it? That's
Yeah,
it.
that's it. That's
We're
it
off
for
track and
this
into the cycle
episode.
lane. I'm going to buy a bike soon, hey?
Are you?
I really want to hear what you have to say about bicycles because I want some advice.
Boring.
Okay, now we're done. We're really
Yeah,
done. How's it, what fam? That's you guys, our Wildly Off Track family. I hope you're all enjoying our ramblings on the podcasts. And don't forget to subscribe, follow on whichever platform you're listening. There's going to be loads of content to come. Bonus episodes in the pipeline, bonus content on our socials. So yeah, come along for the ride and have a good laugh. It's going to be epic.